And we are back with another video.
Yeah, this
round
is
3.
Finals.
Finals.
Only 3 rounds this time. I think we arrived a bit late. So
yeah, arrived a bit late, so
we missed the first round there, but it's okay.
Nonetheless,
we're at the finals, and we got a big one today. The deck versus Karl's famous mill.
Yeah, so 2 decks people love to hate,
and yeah,
facing each other. So a lot of
people tend to love the mill deck. It might just be me who has a little bit of a salty grain on my shoulder, but notable. I'm gonna try to avoid using the word random as much as possible. I don't want to make Karl cry a little bit too much. But anyways, he has changed it drastically. It is no longer the same blue-white control that it was in the original forms. He has added the Parfait package. Something that was played, I think, as an extended, possibly, but definitely in pre-modern. So he took inspiration from historical formats and current other community formats to alter and upgrade potentially his mill deck with land tax, Ivory Tower, Sylvan Library, and Blood Moon, which is the standout card in my opinion.
Well, even the Library of Leng is also a new addition.
Yeah, I don't know if he still plays them, like in the monthly that just happened. I don't know if he got rid of them, if he kept them. I don't recall. I know he made a comment about them, but still, I'm a big fan of Library of Leng, and I think that's really cool with land tax. You can discard back the lands back on top, and then just keep shuffling your deck with land tax. Land tax and Sylvan Library creates that like shuffle effect, right? So you see 3 cards, and then you shuffle them into land tax.
You can mill yourself if you don't like the 2 other cards. Yeah. And you just gain life from the Ivory Tower, so you can continuously pay for to draw cards.
That's true. Yes, the Ivory Tower Sylvan Library is nice. And also, Karl was mentioning, I want to point out, the Blood Moon creates more lock potential once the opponent is under the mill, because I don't need to now mill you as much if the card you're going to draw can't even be cast, since the Blood Moon shuts off your mana. So it's very interesting in that sense, which might be why I think he dropped down to 3 mills. I don't remember if there was always 4, but yeah. So like, this looks to me a lot better. I like it a lot more than the other one.
Yeah, it seems like because his other deck also, I believe, had copy artifacts.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But I do want to say it's not giving credit. I just want to shout out Emeric, because I think on the channel anyways, he's the first person we saw doing the Blood Moon with 3 colors in his deck. So now Karl didn't even know that he was doing that, so it's not like he stole it or whatever, but it's just shout out to Emeric because he was the first one doing it, and now it seems to be working in a new show. Okay, anyways, the deck.
So we got the deck.
Yeah, but some differences, right?
Yeah, I mean, with the Paladin, no Mind Twist.
That's true, no Mind Twist.
No Library,
Alexandria. Yeah. Library and no Mind Twist.
So
because he's got the extra
burn,
the extra disintegrate, right? And also there's a Wrath in the main board.
Yeah, so probably trying to compensate and fill in the gaps for those 2 cards and the fact that there's no 4 factories, there's only 1, so he has to kind of be a little bit more.
Which could explain the bolt, right?
The bolt, probably the bolt disintegrate was something that was used to replace Mind Twist and Library of Alexandria.
Yeah. I mean, cast a big X spell for lots of damage, regrowth, or recall it, do it again. It is a solid game plan for the deck in this format. I mean, it is the control deck of the format. So.
Yeah, I mean, and it has the usual suspects: Counterspell, Abyss, Demonic, the book. 1 maze because it is Paladin, so...
Yeah. 3 books. I don't know if people have gone back to that. I think I'm still part of the 4-book camp. I think I just like having my books. Like I'm so set in the mentality that if I get to put that thing into play and you let me untap with it, I'm pretty much winning. Or at the very least, if it gets to a point where I have the 4 lands or 4 mana to pay for the book and hold up a counterspell, it's probably some of the most confident I feel when playing old school Magic. Yeah.
And at the sideboard, we have, what you would normally expect in the sideboard for the deck.
Yeah.
COP Reds, Disenchant, Moat, Sarah's, Blue, Red Blast, another Bolt, probably just...
Maybe creature decks.
Heavy creature decks. I'm surprised maybe 1 Earthquake, if you're playing against like weenie decks. Maybe with the Abyss and Swords, he's feeling pretty good.
Also the Moat too.
Yeah, the Moat, so
maybe the Bolt is actually more for factories. No, because there's only 1.
Well, interesting. Fountain of Youth, a 1 of. Defensive Youth and 1 Ivory Tower.
Yeah.
Just a little life game. Okay.
I guess it was, again, it's one of those formats where you probably figure with all these restrictions, people are more likely to be burn aggressive. So have life gain to mess them up a little bit. All right, here we go. Game 1. Karl's soulless deck versus Seb's soul stealing deck. So already Karl has the advantage. His deck has no soul for the deck to steal. Okay, sorry.
All right. And so these are like two, probably, as I said earlier, two decks people love to hate a little bit.
Yeah.
For different reasons. Probably Stasis being the third.
Yeah, but the mill deck has been getting a lot of popularity lately. Like, there's people who just want to play it and try it. It's like even Benjamin, like Tom de Benjamin, even he was like considering it for events and stuff. So it's like people seem to like it.
People love their.
What is this?
Oh, Rainbow Veil. So basically.
Oh, because then your opponent gets it.
Then your opponent gets it. It's activating your land tax. Because then, but
now they have 3 mana going into turn 2.
Yeah.
And disenchant. Yeah.
What?
That's pretty rough. Because now if Seb just treats that land like it doesn't exist, which it's fine because it was Karl's anyways, he just never gets it back. That seems like a fucking fantastic start for Seb.
Yeah. Especially now Karl has no land drop.
Yeah.
So now, like...
But that's like just his luck, right? To have the perfect nutty start and then Seb has the disenchant.
Yeah.
Where's Seb's deck? Is it...
It's hiding.
Is it just perfectly blended into the playmat?
He just waves his fingers and he draws...
Yeah.
No, he just waves his fingers and the card disappears out of nowhere.
I was gonna say, it's like, I don't like where the disenchant is, but it's actually in his graveyard underneath his deck. It's just the deck is so perfectly blended. Look at this board state. He's got the book and all this mana, and Karl's like, I'll play my second land for turn. Oh, another land tax. Do you counter this? I don't think I counter it.
No.
Disenchant he drew the disenchant off the book.
Karl just not being able to...
But I think Karl might be okay with that, because if I use all my disenchants on land tax, and then, haha, joke's on you, here's a Blood Moon next turn, Seb just loses.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I don't think he would lose, but...
If Karl plays a Blood Moon right now, and Seb has no counterspell... See, I think that's the thing of not knowing the deck. I think you just gotta let these cards resolve. I think you need to not worry about Karl getting lands right now. I think now is the time where you start worrying about the rest of Karl's deck.
Yeah.
Like, you stunted him, good. Now, don't be tunnel visioned in this plan.
Yeah, like you pushed his plan back for at least 3 turns.
Yeah, and that's really good.
So now focus on what's his plan B.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I agree with that.
Especially because you're playing the deck, so you don't need to. Like, you just cannot. Yeah, you can't. Like, the only thing you need to do with the deck is don't get caught with your pants down, and don't counter the wrong things.
Yeah.
Now that's a lot easier said than done. But
So,
that's essentially where you're at. Yes.
So now basically, like, Seb has 6 lands. So if Karl plays a land 4 and he uses the Rainbow Veil, gives it back to Karl, that would make them 5 even. Right?
Karl would have 4 lands.
Karl would have 4. No, I'm saying if Karl, let's say,
Plays
drops a
right
land.
now. Oh, then yes.
And then
But
Seb uses the Rainbow Veil, then they would be even at 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Karl right now probably...
Karl, see what I'm saying though? Karl is giving Seb every reason to counter everything. Because I think he wants to protect the Blood Moon. Because he knows once the Blood Moon lands, if I can get that stupid thing into play, then I might just be able to...
Is Seb aware of the Blood Moon?
That's what I don't think he is. I don't know. This is because this is June, right? This might be the first time that Karl plays this version.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I'm really not a fan. Is that a plane or a Tundra? Because if that's a plane, then all the problems are okay. Well,
Yeah.
now that helps a lot because at least now he can.
Because now he's got a basic island. He's got white mana, red mana.
Yeah, planes would make me feel more comfortable though because this is still disenchantable.
I mean, if Seb draws like another basic island.
Karl is not playing disenchant in the main. That pearl is here to stay unless he exactly Chaos Orbs it. Karl down to 9. Actually, you know what's really funny about Blood Moon? I just realized Seb's playing that extra fireball, so like he's probably just okay to just pay 9 to fireball for lethal. Yeah, bolt you and then.
Yeah.
Honestly, the way that this game is playing out makes me very surprised that they went that the match goes as long as it does.
Now Seb drawing another book. I think Seb still feels comfortable right now drawing. He's not too concerned. Although that mirror universe is not going to do very much for him.
No, it's good recall fodder. Okay, so he has the Rainbow Veil, which is not a normal circumstance, but if he didn't, I wonder if he would still make this play. I generally don't like going down to only counterspell available, because a Strip Mine or a Chaos Orb could ruin your whole, like, safe.
I mean, he's still got the Tundra, the City of Brass.
No, I mean, like, he's only got the 2. No, I'm saying, imagine if the Rainbow Veil didn't exist.
Okay, if the Rainbow Veil... Yeah.
Would he still make the same play? Because if you're like, I'm going to tap everything but 2 lands, and I have counterspell backup, and then you get stripped, it could be pretty backbreaking. So it feels less bad to give the Veil back now, so it's okay. But yeah, I don't think it's a good play if there's no Veil. So curious what his opinion on that is. Okay, we're trying to establish the milling. So does Seb just have incredible patience with counterspells, or does he not have one? That's a resolve of Blood Moon. But again, as bad as it is, as I was saying at the beginning of the game, I realize now, like, the Fireball and Disintegrate don't care about Blood Moon, right?
Yeah.
Of course, the milling can begin, so Seb kind of has to have it in his hand. Yeah, okay, he just has to have it in his hand. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, so that answers that question.
But interesting, no counterspell on all of that card draw in gameplay. I mean, there it is on the top of the deck, so it was coming. Very, very interesting indeed. Yeah.
Now the thing is with these two kind of decks, like, these are like definitely decks I would not suggest to like newcomers to the format to get into, unless you're an experienced like Magic the Gathering player that's played like Vintage and Legacy and so on.
Karl's deck especially, I would not give to a new person. And I gotta clarify, I'm not giving. No, sorry. I'm not giving the Karl's deck to brand new people, just because I think there's too much going on, and there's too many combinations of things that want to be done together that you need to have reps with it.
Yeah.
The deck I think in the deck there's a misconception with new like players to card games where they hear of certain control decks like the deck and will gear towards it because it's, quote unquote the strongest deck. It's so strong. So they just presume that once I'm playing that deck, I'll just win or I'll have. But there's so many intricacies to it, so many little things that seem okay to do that actually cost you games. So very high, both decks, high skill intensity.
I think Karl's in Armageddon.
Yeah, I think Armageddon is nicer against the deck than.
Yeah, I even realized too, he shaved 1 Field of Dreams, 1 Millstone.
Yeah.
You think 3 Sylvan is too much for his deck?
No, he's doing it specifically because of that's what I mean. Like the Sylvan, land tax, and Ivory Tower synergy is just way too strong. It's just like that's the whole.
Speaking of the devil,
that's the whole thing right there. Like now, because like with all these triggers, right? It's like he's gonna put 3 cards in his hand. He can just draw them all, then gain the life, and
so
then
he's taking
and then land tax. Like it's all good basically. He takes 3 and then gains 1 or something. He takes 4, gains 1. He took 8. He did 8. Yeah, he drew both cards.
But he has to be careful too, because like if he doesn't gain life quick enough, and then Seb decides to play like, you know, Black Lotus and Fireball, it could put Karl in a bad position.
Okay, what just happened? Did Karl do nothing, pass, and then Seb did nothing, pass? Because he doesn't want to activate the land tax? Oh, yeah, jeez. When you skip your turn because you don't want to play a second land, and then your opponent drops a Mox, so they get so they get their mana sources without having to... Oh, he chooses... Oh, it's an artifact, right? Yeah, it has to be that. I don't understand the Ancestral in response to Divine Offering. I don't see why that's relevant.
Maybe you just want to draw cards because you saw that Seb was tapped out.
Tapped out, yeah. Tapped out.
So he's like, okay, he's tapped out. Now's my chance to play it securely, so I could gain card advantage. Even if I don't have Ivory Tower, I still get to draw 3 extra cards.
So yeah, what's nice here, even if he doesn't have the life gain anymore, is that he can, now that he's already drawn 2 extra cards, he can afford to draw maybe just 1, or even if he doesn't and keeps 2 bad cards on top, the land tax can shuffle them away. So every time he's seeing a fresh 3, and then he can pick his opportune moment to get the 3 cards or the second card.
So not activating land tax, I'm going to assume.
Yeah. Did he Sylvan first? Or is Sylvan in the draw step, so you can't actually do the shuffle thing? That makes
the shuffle thing is like you look at your cards, your 3 cards, you put it back, you realize the other 2 are not good, so then on your next upkeep...
Oh, the next upkeep, you
shuffle it,
of course.
Then you see 3 new cards, then, okay, you're like, that's, you know, so on and so on.
Yeah, so you will shuffle the deck before the next draw. Yeah. Okay, just to clarify, those lands are not in play. Those are what he land taxed. See, but that's pretty good for Karl because he has the backup Armageddon, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, these fucking...
He's just drawing mocks.
Yeah, these non-lands are crazy good. So
I mean, it would be so brutal if he plays Armageddon.
Well, best case scenario for Karl is that Seb plays a land here. Oh my god, if he plays land and taps over... Please, anybody watching this video, if you're playing the deck, and I'm not saying Seb's gonna do it, but don't, for the love of God, tap out on turn 4 for the book. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Like, if you have, like, nothing in your hand, fine. But, like, my god, if you have any instant speed cards, don't do it.
Do it, Seb. Tap out. Play the book.
And honestly, yeah, and then the worst possible thing is if you had the counterspell and you just say, I can afford 1 turn. You can't. You can't afford the turn. What are you doing? Okay, good. good.
Sweaty palms.
Yeah, getting excited over here. I think Karl is just going to play Armageddon. What do you think? Would you play Armageddon here? Maybe not because he has the lands available. I don't know. I mean, Armageddon just seems like if you said to your opponent, "Do you have the counterspell?" last turn, maybe you just do it again.
Maybe he might take his chance because he already used 1 counterspell for the Blood Moon.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already got the Moxen. He's got his basics.
Yeah, he can play the land after too.
So Karl's got to discard some cards there because he looks like he's getting pretty full in there.
He didn't. He done did it. See, I would like to know what's in Seb's hand because, again, truly, if he had nothing to respond to anything on this turn, then obviously you just played the book.
Yeah, but he would still need 4 mana to draw.
Sure, but at least it's in play, right? At least it's in play.
Yeah, that's true.
Because now you're coming from so far behind that if you have to go back up to 4 to then play the book to wait 1 more turn, it's like it's pretty rough. Okay, that Plains is really strong. I would preserve that Plains for as long as possible. You know what I mean? Keep that thing safe in your hand. especially in a format where there's no Mind Twist or him is restricted. So the chances of getting got are very low.
So I mean, at a certain point, I think Carl's going to start running out of basics. I mean, he's gotten quite a few. At this point, you just like fill up your hand.
Yeah.
Ivory Tower, and
so this is why land tax got banned in pre-modern. Because no matter what you said, look, Carl's got like 50,000 cards in his hand. So imagine if with that card, or like any card that is like Scroll Rack, if that existed in old school, where you could then put cards from your hand back on top of your deck to draw that many cards. So it's like all those lands you have, put them right back, get a fresh stack of disenchants and everything else, and then the next turn land tax shuffles it all away again. It's like such a filthy engine, and like this is like pre-modern inspired. What you're seeing, the land tax, Ivory Tower, and Sylvan Library. Disenchant has a lot of choices to make.
yeah. Decisions.
The Ivory Tower.
Interesting.
See, I think if I don't know. Land tax.
I
I
probably.
feel like maybe it's either the Sylvan or the Chaos Orb.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, one or the other.
Well, when Karl watches this, I want him to tell us what he was most afraid of. You know, from like most afraid to least afraid of those 4 cards: Ivory Tower, Sylvan Library, Chaos Orb, land tax. Obviously, you can't disenchant the Chaos Orb. Chaos Orb can be activated in response.
But he was tapped out.
He was tapped out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But if he wasn't, the Chaos Orb is still a choice. You just have to play differently, where you wait for them to activate it.
I mean, now, like, okay, he played the Armageddon, but Karl hasn't been really doing all that much.
Just drawing a million cards, but not doing anything with them. Well, I think he's in control of the game, though.
Oh, yeah, but I'm just saying he's not doing much at the moment. But Seb, at one point, he could just completely come back and control the board state. So, like,
Yeah.
Karl really needs to...
Okay, yeah, you see what I'm saying? So, like, the disenchant last turn on Ivory Tower, not sure how relevant it was. Whereas my planes, I want to protect that so bad. If my opponent has showed me Blood Moon, that I would like to keep it available for the Chaos Orb that may inevitably come. And if the Chaos Orb hits that planes, then it's... I'm not saying Karl is even prioritizing in the same way that I am right now, but I think I'm interested in hitting the planes.
Okay, so Karl has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Looks like 13 basics.
Yeah. Yeah, 4 rows of 15 cards, yeah.
But I mean, he can even search his library even if he has no basics.
Yes.
So... Okay, deciding to pay 4?
So yeah, the thing with Ivory Tower 2 is that like 1 doesn't really help with the Sylvan Library, but as soon as you start getting a 2 or 3, like okay.
Oh.
Another Armageddon.
Jesus, brutal.
So, but I want to see Seb's hand. Like right now, especially considering he tapped out for that book, I want to see his hand.
You Chaos Orb the Sapphire? Or you just say wait, because the book at this point, forget it. It's
No, the book is never the choice. Huh. I don't know if you hit the... I think the Pearl is scarier. The Pearl or more planes. How many?
Just for more removal?
Only 1 plane. Yeah, like I really don't want my deck opponent having white. I don't know. I feel like everything I'm doing gets stopped by their white cards. Strip Mine is quite possibly the most useless card in this matchup.
All lines to draw.
We should give Karl a game state violation for taking so long. Playing this deck that has to shuffle. This is why they banned Sensei's Divining Top in Legacy, because games were just going. so long, because like every turn you're looking, like end of your turn, okay, I'll pay one, look at top three, put them back, and then people were just not good too, so they were like, oh wait, what did I just do? Pay one more, look at it again, and it's like, I'm just sitting here watching you fumble your thing.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying Karl's fumbling. I use that word specifically with Sensei's Top.
Yeah.
But just this notion of I have to shuffle my deck every turn, it
and
creates,
with fetch lands,
creates delays.
yeah.
Yeah, creates delays. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Aren't sanctioned tournaments timed anyways?
They are. But and that's actually, so what I'm saying is actually positive in some way, because Karl is actually so conscious of this, and he's actively working on ways to speed up these games. So that's like a good thing, right? So I hope Karl listened up to this point and didn't stop listening, because then he would think.
Well, you'll find out on Facebook.
Yeah, I'll find out. Yeah.
He'll be like, "How dare you, you son of a!" I have some words for you.
Okay, what's he getting back? The 2 ivories?
I mean, the 2 ivories. If he gets the 2 ivories, he can just draw to
infinity and beyond. All right. Okay. All right.
See, so now he has 2 blue sources again. The Chaos is underground sea.
It would be the sea before the sapphire.
Yeah.
I think I want my Blood Moon again more to shut off his white than his blue, and then at this point with Demonic. Now again, with no Mind Twist and only Demonic, and I don't care about Abyss, maybe black doesn't actually matter, so sure, get rid of his source that is unaffected by Blood Moon for those reasons, right?
Yeah.
But
I'm curious to see what his plan is.
Well, if you keep watching.
Oh.
Yeah. He'll be able to see.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
For reals?
Yeah.
Okay. Or maybe he doesn't want to get rid of the underground sea because his Felwar Stone will not be...
Yeah. Oh, true. Yeah. If anything, there is a reason to get rid of one of the mana sources to just keep him off the book. Oh, well, there's Blood Moon. Okay, so now that there's Blood Moon and the book, I think maybe yes, you orb the Sapphire. But maybe Karl doesn't care about that for some reason. Maybe he's just not worried about things that don't actually kill him, including a blue source. Right, like orbing an orb is much better if Seb brought creatures in. Things that actually put a threat.
So he's doing a shuffle effect for the land tax.
Yeah.
I know a thing or two about Armageddon. Yeah.
I've been on the receiving end far too much.
It almost feels like it has this very... his mill deck kind of has like the deck vibe to it. This play style seems very similar.
So that's correct, but more so with the other version.
Yeah.
But still,
maybe this particular game feels like it more. The Ivory Towers, the Ancestrals, the Recalls.
Yeah, so now
minus Armageddon, but
with the double Armageddon and Seb being only at 3 lands, there's not going to be any way to get Karl low enough for those Ivory Towers not to just take over the game. There is a good chance that Seb's only decision here is to concede. I know that sounds crazy considering Karl's not doing anything.
Yeah, but once he gets his millstones...
Yeah, and I'm just skeptical that Seb can actually catch up to the double Ivory Tower, considering the double Armageddon. Like, it's all those variables. It's not just because of what turn it is or what it looks like. It's the variables that make me go, okay, we're running out of time. Let's just go to the next game. I get to go first, right? Like, as the deck, so...
Yeah. Library of Leng, Millstone.
Sarah. I mean, Black Lotus into Sarah Angel, but then it gets Chaos Orb.
Yeah. Oh, he's been pretty patient with the Chaos Orb.
That's what I mean, because like he's just waiting to get something that actually threatens him, not something that can tap the thing that threatens him. he figures he's playing against the deck, so the reactive spells he can kill the orb if he needs to stop the counter spell if he's afraid, or he can. Oh, okay, see, good.
Yeah. Yeah, he realized. Yeah.
So much respect for Seb. I am so happy.
So, are you implying that you didn't respect Seb before?
No, I gained.
Oh, you
so much means we're adding.
Okay,
we're adding.
Just for clarification.
Yeah. Not there is now respect. No. Gain.
Yeah. Okay.
Gains. Anyways, moving on. But that's the thing is, like, I've said it in the past, and whether you agree or not, I think like one of the most important things in these kinds of games is knowing when you're dead. Now, people always say never concede. You never know, but I think you can know sometimes. 2
Ivory Towers, a Sylvan, a Millstone, a Chaos Orb.
Yeah, and I played no lands for the last 4 turns.
Yeah.
And my only win condition is essentially my Sarah Angel, which is uncastable, or Fireballs, which are way too far away. So
so
next,
if you could do the math, you could kind of be like, okay.
Okay, so we got game 3, which is nice because they might be able to finish their match, no going to time, hopefully, right?
I think this is out of this month. I think it's the first time it's went to round 3, right?
Oh, so far. Well, yeah, right now we've been 30 minutes, 17 minutes.
No, I'm saying the first 2 videos, they were both like 2-0, I think, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I know Derek lost 2-0.
What was the first? Yeah, Nico. Yeah, Machine Head won 2. Why? Hey, no, go watch the videos.
Hey,
we don't know.
This is after. This video is coming out.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Maybe they only see this one. They didn't see the last one.
Hey, take it easy, kid. He's playing Black Vice. Makes sense. You're playing against the deck. You want him to...
I'm not a big fan of the Black Vice versus the deck strategy. I don't like it. I think the deck is actually capable of getting below.
What about Cursed Rock?
Maybe
forcing him just to go down to 4.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think like Seb will have...
no Library of Alexandria, yeah.
I think Seb will have an easy time. Now, that's an interesting thing. Black Vice paired with land tax, because Black Vice tells you, hey, you better play your cards, whereas land tax incentivizes you to hold the cards. So in the similar vein of Black Vice Ankh of Mishra, this is, instead of punishing the opponent, it's giving advantage to yourself. So it's interesting. That's nice. I like that. Except I would have put the land tax on the other side of the Black Vice, because the art of the Black Vice is kind of pointing towards, so you could have like aesthetic symmetry on the board.
But it would be brutal if Karl had, like you said there, land tax, Black Vice, Ankh of Mishra.
Yeah, yeah.
Because then no matter which way you go, you're
you're right.
It's like puts you in a bit of a sticky situation.
Yeah.
And right now it's like Seb's followers and can't do anything.
That's true. Yeah. I think I don't have any respect for land tax in old school, so I think I would just play my lands and let my opponent do his thing.
That dice, was that for anything, or
I don't know. The 5 over there?
Yeah.
It's hard to know because like Seb's cards just blend into the playmat, so I don't know if there's anything there or not.
Looks like he drew a Disintegrate.
Ancestral, so nothing. I do nothing last turn and I Ancestral on your end step. Sounds like a way to lose to Black Vice.
Or maybe he's just doing it as a reminder for the Black Vice.
Lotus. Cracking a Lotus to play a turn 2 or 3 Sarah Angel is so nice. But then if it gets plowed...
Yeah. You gotta try. Yeah, remind them.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. No plow in Karl's hand, it seems.
Oh, Karl's got a bit of time.
Yeah, so what is he doing with that dice? He just turned it to 6. Oh, cards in hand? Cards in hand. They're letting us know how many cards.
Okay.
I think. Okay, so if Karl has the land tax activated, that just means that Seb has no lands in his hand, right?
At this point,
he would have played one. Like, there's no reason to not play it if you're already giving your opponent the land tax activation, anyways, right?
Yeah, I would assume so. Yeah, that's the correct assumption.
So it looks still like no plow, which is good for Seb, but that's still 5 turns.
Karl's gonna go to discard phase. Oh, maybe not.
Don't play at blue. That gives Seb his card as well.
That's like...
Okay, that's not bad.
Okay, so he's discarding the planes.
Yeah. No land tax activation this turn, which is probably okay. Oh, there's Armageddon. Did you just Armageddon? Like, your opponent didn't play a land last turn.
He still has a white and blue available.
But the I don't like Blood Moon there. I don't like it because.
But then
like, it's
Seb only has 2 red and 1 white available.
But the Blood Moon is irrelevant because he has the disenchant with the pearl, and then the Fel War is still turned on.
It's producing red.
But it's fine. It just has to produce mana so that he can disenchant, right? And the book. I really wish I could. I wish I could always stand behind every person who plays a control deck. I just want to stand behind them and see what they're not doing when they make a decision. Like, and it's not to say that it's the wrong decision that they're making. I want to just see if there's a deck where opportunity cost matters, I think it's the deck and its control. I think these are the decks where opportunity cost matters the most. So it's like, what are you choosing to not do when you make your decision?
I think you just want to silently judge them. That's the Italian. That's the Italian.
I just grew a chest.
No, I get what you mean, because you want to get like into their head a bit and understand their thinking and their.
Because I mean, when you're losing to counterspell, draw 12 cards, it's easy to just say that control decks are stupid for that reason. But it's like there are so many instances, as I've already said in this video twice, that it's like there's so many intricacies in terms of the sequencing and the moments you choose to play your cards. Like, you are your worst enemy when you're playing a control deck. If you make the wrong decisions, it's so much more damaging than other decks, I find.
So, looking pretty good for Seb right now.
Yeah, if Karl just can never find... like, he was able to get that Sarah in to play underneath any mana restrictions, so if Karl just cannot find which is his only answer, because Moat is useless, Island Sanctuary is useless. His only
playing a balance.
Yeah, okay, so he found an answer.
Although
no justice for the good guy, the angels. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you are interested in oversized cards, but Benoit sent me a link. There's a Sarah Angel on eBay with it's an oversized Sarah Angel. I'm not sure if I can find it, but it's signed by Schuler, and I've never seen this version of it. It looks so nice, this signature.
Oh, it's Schuler, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, it's so thin, and it just looks so nice, I find.
Huh.
Ends in 2 days, but it's an oversized card. I don't have any purpose. I don't have any use for any oversized cards, but...
Yeah, I forget the size of them. They're fairly big.
I can replace the Ursula with it and make you happy. Anyways, back to the game. Sorry. Got distracted.
So, anyways, not much has changed. Balance. Seb playing a plateau.
I just really want to see his hand. Show me the hand. I'm trying to get a better...
Technically, he's playing just a mountain.
Yeah.
Trying to peek over the screen.
Yeah.
Where... maybe if you turn the monitor, you can see...
zoom in and enhance.
I've done that once. I was looking at something. I was looking at... what? I think I was looking at a picture at something, and I was holding it in my hand, and I used my 2 fingers to try to pinch it and to zoom out.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's not a phone.
Yeah.
It's not a phone.
Time
What am I doing?
Time to retire from life.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I guess what's what the youths call a boomer move. Jesus, Karl being aggressive with it.
But
Armageddon. I get it, though.
Like, that's what I would have done before the Blood Moon. The first time. Now, I'm sure I'll get an explanation from Karl as to why he didn't, but, like, if something like the destroying the one land of Armageddon it makes sense in this board state. It turns the Felwar Stone off. He's already missing land drops anyway, Seb. So like it's fine. I mean, of course, a slight punish with a follow-up land drop, but still, like I'm on board with the mentality that Karl's using. I just would have done the Armageddon before the first Blood Moon.
Oh yes, I remember they had discussed about this because technically this
Tutor,
was the mistake that was later realized that because the Blood Moon is on board, the Scrubland cannot
cast the
Demonic Tutor.
Yeah, and
but I mean, in context, I believe they said this is like the 4th hour in.
Lots of beers
being had. And
they were also rushed for time.
Yes, that too. So,
and on top of it, Karl himself said that he also didn't notice the mistake, so he puts the responsibility and blame on both of them, and they move forward as if it's okay. But of course,
yeah, I mean,
the whole game has changed when things like these happen. But it's okay, whatever. Again, 4 hours, beer, just having fun, time pressures. Complicated decks.
Both decks very hard to navigate. And especially like when you're, it's one thing if you're playing casually and you're not having a time restriction, so you could play over an hour easily. But when you're in a tournament setting,
yeah, it's 11 o'clock at night. Everyone wants to go home. You need to.
And I wonder what he's looking for. What's his go-to thing now?
Maybe Black Lotus to cast another creature if he's got it in his hand. Maybe an island or a plains to go. But like, how funny would that be? If he taps the scrub land illegally to go get a mana source to play around the Blood Moon. You know what I mean? Like, like you forget that the land can't, but you're still playing around it. So I don't know what he got. We'll see. It's the card he put on top. So if he doesn't shuffle, maybe we can see.
Nobody's noticing.
I don't know what he got. Oh, yeah, you put it back. He's gonna keep looking. Okay. I don't know what's happening. It's very hard to tell what's going on with this playmat.
It looks like almost at times like he's just moving his hand because the block of his deck matches his playmat. So it looks like he's just doing some magic stuff with his hands. Like it's such like they're so close together.
He got a sapphire.
Interesting.
Blue Blast can kill the Blood Moon, yeah. Yeah.
The irony of all
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to playing Magic with Alcohol. Welcome to playing Magic with Alcohol. We hope you enjoy your stay.
What are you talking about? That's apple juice.
Yeah, sorry.
Apple juice.
Sorry.
It's what I used to say, Daddy's apple juice.
That is so funny.
You just have to laugh. I mean, what it's fun. It's all for.
What do we?
It's all for the sake of slamming cardboard. What's he getting? Balance.
Protection against the creature, I guess. If Seb is a Sarah now, he's got a balance.
Maybe he's just scared if Seb draws a another Sarah.
Okay, Seb has to have Ultimo, Counterspello, Protection. Prowess. Do not tap blue sources until you have no more counterspells in your hand. Oh, but Karl's Red Blast could be nice.
Yeah. Just why you probably want to play the basics.
There's a card in from Legends called Flash Flood, I think, or Flood or something like that, where it's 1 blue and it's return a mountain to its owner's hand or destroy a red permanent. So it's like similar to the Blast, but it does that instead. It so you can bounce a mountain.
Yeah, what's it? Maybe Flash Flood? Something, I don't know. I'm vaguely familiar.
Yeah,
it tells me.
Flood something. Yeah, Flash Flood.
Flash Flood, yes.
Yeah. The only reason I learned about it was actually through Pauper. It wasn't even from knowing that it's a card from Legends. It messed up.
Okay. So, playing another book.
Feels like Karl's dirtling a little bit, but again, this is a result of a misplay, a mistake from the not a misplay, but you know, the land not being real. It's counterspell. I mean, the card just turns your whole deck off. Unless you can. Unless you have exactly disenchant. Now, I mean, your red mana can tap for that book to find you a disenchant.
I'm wondering why he didn't tap the. I think he realized after the Underground Sea of the City of Brass for the counterspell. I think he realized it after.
I don't like how he's using his Mox Pearl to pay for the book. Or how he's doing it on his turn. I don't like it. There's no reason. He's not like, nothing in his deck screams proactivity. So there's no reason to draw on your turn and tap 4 mana. It just doesn't make sense.
So what do you think? He's waiting for like Disintegrate Fireball Regrowth?
Yeah. He needs to stack his hand with his protection and then like counterspells and disenchants, and then he needs to just go and end the game. Yeah, there's the Red Blast. We have a second counter, another. Oh, Mana Drain. Wait, what are you Mana Drain? I hope you Mana Drain the balance for the extra mana, right? Because if you Mana Drains the Red Blast, he only gets 1. Okay, good. He did right. He did the right thing. Nah, Seb's good. He's good.
Except for when it comes to
tapping
lands for its proper mana. No, I mean it happens. But let's see. Yeah, I don't know about tapping the book on.
Yeah,
on your own turn.
I don't like it at all. Like at all.
Okay, there's a Sarah.
See, but like even finding the Sarah is like, again, unless you have literally nothing to do in response to on your opponent's turn, playing the Sarah here is not good because you're just completely exposed now. But if you have nothing else in your hand, then you just do it, obviously. That's why I would really love to see what's in his hand. If I play a Sarah Angel and my opponent plays those 2 cards, I think I'm very happy.
Yeah, most definitely.
Oh, can we Time Walk? Is there a Time Walk in the graveyard? Now things can get out of hand for the deck, right? You got your creatures in play, you got your book, you got a stack full of hands, you got graveyard recursion.
Mm-hmm.
You maybe even just recall for forget your book, you just recall for a Mana Drain or something.
Quite possibly, yeah. I think that would make sense.
Or 2. Or Time Walk if you have Time Walk. Recall, Time Walk, attack for 4. Untap.
No, he's taking the Mana Drain.
Yeah, attack for 4, Regrowth, Time Walk.
Yeah. You've done that a few times.
Once or twice. Ancestral, but he has to put 2 cards back. I hope he doesn't play the Ancestral. I hope he waits for his deck to get shuffled.
That's why he's not using the land tax activation, or is he out of basics?
You see what Karl just did?
What?
He separated the Sapphire from the rest of his lands. I think that's just, like, again, minor little things, but you're just telling your opponent you have a blue card to cast, don't you? Isn't it?
But he does that very often. I find he has the top row. I feel like he creates like this wall, and you'll notice very often he'll switch, like, back and forth between 2 different Mox with land with Mox, separate one thing, come back. I think it's kind of like just keeping that mind active, so not just to get like to kind of stay sharp.
Don't counter this. Yeah, don't counter this. He has 2 lands. He has to use them all to play something. So you counter the thing he plays. Yeah. All right. Well, good for Seb. He was able to pull it out. Despite, I mean, of course, like this whole thing unraveled because he was able to get the Sapphire. right?
Yeah, but I think he would have won, probably.
It would have. It might have even just gone to time. Honestly, like
Yeah.
no one was doing anything. The only reason why this game opened up was that Demonic for the Sapphire to Blue Blast the Blood Moon, which is so funny. Like
Yeah.
don't like you're thinking. You're clearly thinking about the Blood Moon, but you're not thinking about the Blood Moon.
Wink, wink.
But you're clearly thinking about the Blood Moon.
Yeah. But love it or hate it, the deck
The deck
won.
is the deck, yeah.
And congrats to Seb for, I mean, overall, a very good matchup between the two decks. I had,
But note, right? Note the following: Black Vice against the deck. Even with 2 Armageddons and Blood Moon, Seb did not lose to that Black Vice.
yeah, and probably, like you said earlier there, when you have the book, don't use it on your turn.
Oh yeah.
Use it in your opponent's, preferably.
Now, like
Unless you're, like, really stuck.
yeah, I mean, in that last instance, he got the Sarah and played the Sarah. But I don't know. I mean, like, it worked out for him there, but at least in the game 1, when you're clearly not look, the Sarah's a sideboard card, right? So you become, like, ever so slightly more proactive in the post board.
Yeah.
So at least in the first game, don't, there's no reason to proactively use the book, I don't think.
Yeah.
Unless you're looking for Shiv Mind Kill. Like, of course, exception here, exception there, but
Yeah.
if you're just gonna pass a turn, then just do it at the last possible second, in my opinion. Well,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
All right, thanks for watching.
Anyways, that's the end of the June monthly. We'll catch you